You're listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Glad you can join me on another podcast of All Things Sports with Mike Davis. I thank you for including my podcast into your day, or night, whenever you decide to listen. If you're listening on Spotify, go ahead and follow the podcast. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. Go to the Facebook page to get in contact with the show for comments or any suggestions. I won't take up much more of your time. Let's get into it. All right, so I wanted to talk about how the Texas Rangers of baseball recently opened up the entire stadium for their home opener. And they received some negative press about it, as to be expected, with COVID still out here. But this is from an article that I was reading about with the Rangers. It states that the Texas Rangers received negative reactions to a sold-out home opener. On Monday, the Texas Rangers opened their 50th home season against the Toronto Blue Jays with a sold-out ballpark. The Rangers opened their ballpark to its full capacity of 40,300 for Monday's home opener. The Rangers worked with Major League to finalize health and safety protocols as it pertains to the seating bowl and the playing field at Globe Life Field. This includes the installation of plexiglass behind both dugouts and bullpens. All right, so I saw some of the negative reactions, and a lot of people are saying, well, if you want to help spread that thing, you should have went to that ball game. So, look, here's my thoughts on the whole thing. This is just my personal opinion. You got to understand, Texas is now open. They have opened the state up. There are no requirements to wear a mask anywhere. You can, if you feel safe, if you would feel safer wearing a mask. It's totally up to you. But Texas is wide open. Also, I don't have a problem with it. And I'll tell you why. The reason I don't have a problem with it is, like I just mentioned first, the state of Texas is open. The Rangers got Major League Baseball's permission. So if you want to be outraged at somebody, how about be mad at Major League Baseball? They wasted no time pulling the All-Star game out of Atlanta, over voting rights. And, they just completely turned their heads for the people that are against what the stadium did, what the Rangers did in opening up the stadium to full capacity. They got MLB permission to do it. MLB let them do it. Look, I don't have a problem with this, okay? You say that the masks are in place to protect us. This is what Dr. Fauci has stated. I'll get into him in a second. The masks are to protect us, okay? If you get the COVID shot, you still have to wear the mask. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. Look, at some point, you are going to have to move on with your life. Now, I know some people are going to say, oh, this guy sounds like an idiot. And don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those people who don't think that COVID doesn't exist. I truly do believe it exists. I truly do. I believe I had COVID very early on before it really got out into the mainstream. I remember being sick. It was right before, the whole outbreak happened. It was that winter, and I've had pneumonia before, and it felt just like that. And I remember I had to take a week off from both my jobs, and I felt horrible to the point where I was going to go to the emergency room to find out what was going on. But after a week, I started to get better. I was still a little weak. So it does take about 2 weeks to feel completely better from it. But like I said, at some point, you're going to have to move on with life. You know, the numbers, I believe, are down. Now, there is another form of COVID they are saying that is out here, like a super strand. I read that it's been cases in 5 states so far. But look, my thing is, live your life. You got one life to live. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. The people that don't want to wear a mask, just don't go around people and go into establishments that require you to have a mask, or people want you to wear a mask. Just keep the two separate. If you want to wear a mask, go around those that feel the same as you. I don't see why this is such a big deal, and it's harder for adults to understand how to carry themselves in such a situation. You know, Dr. Fauci, you know, to him, I don't trust that guy anyway. He just seems like he's in it for the life. He just comes off as weird and creepy to me, you know. Have you seen him throw a baseball? I don't trust a guy that can't throws a baseball the way he does. You know, it's like 50 Cent. Okay, I don't trust 50 Cent. I can never be friends with a guy like 50 Cent because he trolls. Look at how he threw the baseball. Okay. Go watch Dr. Fauci and 50 Cent and watch how they threw baseballs. I don't trust those guys. I don't trust them at all. And Dr. Fauci just seems he comes off like he's just telling you anything so he can keep his status and stay in the limelight. I know this is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, and people are going to say, man, this guy is a fool. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. That's fine, you know, whatever. But I'm going to live my life, you know, and look, I just went to a movie theater tonight. And again, there's no mask being worn in the theater. You know? There's no mask being worn in the theaters. I went bowling last night. No mask being worn in the bowling alley. Mask off. You know, so like I said, at some point in time, you're going to have to get back with life. It's no need to point fingers and say, oh, you guys are super spreaders and whatever else. Look, if you feel that way, if you feel you need to wear a mask, put a piece of cloth around your mouth if you think that's going to make you safe. If you really think a piece of cloth is going to keep you safe, go right ahead. Go right on ahead. Keep wearing that. For those of you that don't want to wear the mask, go places where it's not a problem and you can be with others who believe in the same thing as you. Just stay separate. It's that simple, people. Look, me, myself, I don't believe in the mask, but there are places I have to go to, and I have to respect the establishment and others around me. I do respect other people around me. I will put the mask on when I'm in certain places. And then again, when I'm in other places where it's lax and there are other people without masks and no one's really in their feelings or uptight about it, I take my mask off. It's that simple. It's that simple, people. You know, if you felt your safety was being threatened at the baseball game, then don't go. Just don't go. It's that simple. It's that simple. So those are my personal feelings on the situation of the Rangers receiving the backlash for opening up their stadium. You know what? I want to get to a game so bad. I haven't been to a game in so long. I opted out of my Atlanta Hawks season tickets this year due to COVID. And I hope to get back into State Farm Arena next season. I can't wait. I am itching to get into somebody's stadium and watch a ball game live. And I went online trying to buy tickets. I wanted to go to the Atlanta Braves home opener. And the tickets are I mean, goodness, people are, because a lot of the stadiums aren't open to full capacity like the Texas Rangers. So when I went online to buy a ticket to the Braves games, the tickets were like, $150. And you have to buy 2 seats, not just one. And I kind of figured that a lot of people were going to price gouge, because the stadium is not open to capacity. So I was previously a Braves season ticket holder. I had season tickets with the Braves 2 years ago. And I love how at least the Braves do it like this. You can buy season tickets for just one day out of the week. So you can just buy a Saturday schedule of season tickets. And normally it's around 30 games. And that's what I did. My season tickets were to the games on Saturday nights. And that was about 27 to 30 games, something like that. And I try to do that again this year because their season tickets are very reasonably priced. But unfortunately, due to COVID and the lack of the Braves not opening up the whole stadium, they had nothing available in the price range that I was looking for. So I tried looking for single tickets, and the tickets are just outrageous. I don't know when I'm going to get back into a stadium. Right now, I'm waiting for the NFL schedule to come out. And there are some away games I do want to go to. One of them being Buffalo. People might say, why do you want to go to Buffalo, Mike? Well, look, Buffalo, it's one of those things like, look, my girlfriend always says, I don't have no business over there. Why would I be over there? When I tell her about a place or whatever. So I look at Buffalo like that. Buffalo, New York. I have no business in Buffalo, New York. I live in Atlanta. So I have no business in Buffalo, New York. I'm not going to Buffalo, New York to see Niagara Falls. I mean, you could cross the border and go over into Toronto, but that's not my I would just go to Toronto, not stop in Buffalo. So the only reason I had to go to Buffalo is to see my Falcons play the Buffalo Bills, which they will do this season. So that's one of the games I do want to attend. It will probably be my first, last, and only time going to Buffalo, New York, ever in life to catch the Bills, play my Falcons. But I do plan on going to these places when they open back up. I can't wait for one. Again, look, if you're uptight about the mask situation, look, just go to places where the mask is enforced. Okay, it's that simple, adults. It's that simple. All right, I'm going to turn things over to this day in sports. This day in sports, April 9th. April 9th, 1974, on this day, the San Diego Padres owner Ray Kroc, that name might sound familiar to some of you, Ray Kroc addresses fans, ladies and gentlemen, I suffer with you. I've never seen such stupid baseball playing in my life. That is what he said over the PA announcing system when he saw the team that he owned, the San Diego Padres, being the San Diego Padres. For those of you who don't know or recognize that name, Ray Kroc is the guy who supposedly came up with McDonald's, but if you've seen the movie The Founder, which is a great movie in my opinion, I love that movie, he pretty much stole McDonald's from the McDonald's brothers, and he turned it into the multi-billion-dollar business that it is today. Now, Ray Kroc is no longer alive, but he did own the Padres, and he did get on the PA announcing system and blasted his team for their lousy play. He was a hustler. He was a hustler. He was a force to be reckoned with. But that's what happened on this day in sports. Padres owner Ray Kroc, who also owned McDonald's, told the Padres pretty much, you guys suck. Oh, wow. Hey, look, that's all I got for you today, folks. I thank you for including my podcast into your day, your night, your evening, whenever you decide to listen. If you're listening on Spotify, follow the podcast. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. Go to the Facebook page to get in contact with the show for comments or suggestions. You've been listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis. And remember, it's your world. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm out. Peace.
You're listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis.